Jennifer Mallister sat across from Brian Fields, the newly appointed CFO of Velthorn Global, a towering logistics firm headquartered in Houston. At 52, she had given 14 years of unflinching dedication to the company, weathering 3 CEOs, 2 recessions, and implementing financial systems that saved millions. And now, she was being fired. "Your financial strategy is outdated," Brian said, leaning back with a smug expression. "We need you gone by tomorrow." Jennifer remained calm. "I understand. Thank you for the opportunity." Her poise unnerved him. No protest. No tears. Just quiet dignity. She gathered her notes, straightened her blazer, and walked out. Brian Fields had no idea he had just provoked the wrong person. Jennifer wasn't merely a financial controller. She was the architect of the company's financial compliance infrastructure, and she had already been quietly investigating inconsistencies in Brian's expense reports and consulting contracts. 2 weeks earlier, Elaine Woodward, head of the audit committee, had flagged strange patterns and asked Jennifer to look into them. Back home, Jennifer reviewed the documents she'd discreetly compiled: suspicious payments to shell companies like Meridian Bay Holdings, inflated travel reimbursements, and doctored contracts. That evening, she called Elaine. "I'm close to uncovering the full picture," she said. Within days, former banking colleagues confirmed Jennifer's suspicions. The shell companies receiving Velthorn's consulting fees had no real business presence. Their registration traced back to a law firm connected to Brian's former employer. A listed signatory on the documents, Patricia Fields, Brian's wife. Evidence mounted: financial records, altered contracts, unauthorized data access logs. IT Director Thomas Wright even brought her a flash drive with damning internal logs after noticing his own access was being restricted. Then came the character assassination. Brian began telling employees Jennifer had been fired for manipulating vendor contracts. He was trying to erase her legacy before she could expose his crimes. But Jennifer pressed on, securing the latest version of a key vendor contract from her former assistant, Vanessa. It had been significantly altered post-approval, shifting millions to shell entities. Jennifer met with Elaine at her home office to present her findings. The numbers were damning. Over $4.5 million redirected to entities linked to Brian and Patricia Fields. Elaine called for an emergency board meeting. In a last-ditch attempt to deflect, Brian announced a financial modernization initiative in a press conference, vaguely hinting at past irregularities. Jennifer didn't flinch. Instead, she found the final piece of the puzzle. Brian's falsified travel expenses matched weekends when he attended his wife's new art gallery opening in Austin, a gallery funded by one of the shell companies. The board summoned both parties. Jennifer presented a meticulous 30-minute report, laying bare the fraudulent paper trail: contract changes, financial statements, corporate registrations, every detail backed by verifiable evidence. Brian stammered through his rebuttal. The board wasn't convinced. They terminated him immediately and notified federal authorities. Security escorted him from the building. To Jennifer, the board offered her old position back, with increased compensation. More significantly, they created a new executive role: Chief Compliance Officer, reporting directly to the Audit Committee. Jennifer accepted. 6 months later, Brian Fields pled guilty to wire fraud and embezzlement. Patricia's gallery was seized. Jennifer's revamped compliance team had already caught 2 major irregularities that could have cost the company dearly. Over coffee, Elaine joked. "Feeling vindicated?" Jennifer smiled. "I never needed vindication. I just needed the truth to come out." And it had. Because some people mistake quiet professionalism for weakness, but Jennifer Mallister knew, in finance, integrity never goes out of style.